Namaste everyone, welcome back to Bhairavi Cultural Academy. With the blessings of Lord Krishna, parents, elders and all my lovely audience, let us start the series Explore Bhagavad-Gita with Pavithra. Before we begin, I would like to offer my humble pranams and thanks to T.N. Setu Madhavan, whose contribution is what we are referring to in this series. So, in today's episode, let's understand the story of the Mahabharata in short lines. Let's begin. In the north of India, there flourished a kingdom with its headquarters at Hastinapur. King Pandu was ruling the kingdom after his father's death, as his elder brother Dhritarashtra was born blind and therefore not qualified for the rulership according to the tenets of that age. King Pandu had 5 sons known as Pandavas, and King Dhritarashtra had 100 sons known as Kauravas, the eldest of whom was Duryodhana. Bhishma was the uncle of Pandu and Dhritarashtra. After Pandu's death, his children, Pandavas, were brought up and educated along with Kauravas under the supervision of Bhishma and patronage of Dhritarashtra. Drona was a skillful teacher who taught them all the techniques of warfare, who was known as Dronacharya. Pandavas were intelligent and brave. Within a short time, they could master the art of warfare. Yudhishtira, the eldest of the Pandavas, succeeded his father as the king. Duryodhana was jealous of the Pandavas. When Yudhishtira was proclaimed a king, Duryodhana couldn't keep quiet and watch. He employed all foul means to destroy Pandavas, and every time he tried to kill them, he met with failure. On Bhishma's advice, the kingdom was divided into 2 parts. The better one, with Hastinapur as capital, was taken by the Kauravas, while the Pandavas took the other half and built a new beautiful capital called Indraprastha for themselves. Dhritarashtra was equally affectionate towards his sons and Pandavas, but had the weakness of being sympathetic towards his eldest son's sorrows and disappointments. Question: who is the eldest son of Dhritarashtra? Duryodhana is the answer. Once Duryodhana invited Yudhishtira for a game of dice wherein the former, with the help of his cunning and deceitful uncle Shakuni, defeated Yudhishtira by using all fraudulent means. As a result, Yudhishtira lost not only all his kingdom and possessions but also Draupadi, the wife of all the Pandava brothers. Draupadi was humiliated by the Kaurava brothers to such an extent that an attempt was made to disrobe her in public. Her honor was saved by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, a great family friend of the Pandavas. Finally, it was settled that the Pandavas should live in the forest for 12 years in exile and for the 1 year incognito, untraced by anyone. After successfully completing these 13 years of ordeal, when the Pandavas claimed their kingdom, Duryodhana refused to part with even that much little land as could be covered by the point of a needle. How cunning he is, no? The good offices of Sri Krishna to bring sanity to Duryodhana, who was intoxicated with power and greed, proved futile. The Pandavas were left with no alternative but to take up arms against Kauravas to regain their kingdom lost through tricks, treachery, and chicanery. I don't know the meaning of this last word. A war between Pandavas and Kauravas became inevitable, and the preparations for the epic battle started. Both the sides mobilized their troops and took their respective positions in the battlefield at Kurukshetra, near modern Delhi. Bhagavan Sri Krishna was the charioteer of Arjuna, the mightiest of the Pandava brothers. Who is Arjuna? Yudhishtira is also known as Arjuna. Arjuna asked Sri Krishna to place their chariot between the two armies to enable him to have a glimpse of all those with whom he had to fight. Although till that time he was in full fighting spirit, when he saw his teachers, elders, brothers, relatives, and friends standing before him ready for the fight, his determination gave way to weakness of head and heart. He lost his enthusiasm to fight and told Sri Krishna that he did not want to wage the battle against his seniors, relations, and friends for the sake of a paltry kingdom. When Arjuna refused to fight, Sri Krishna gave him a good piece of advice, enlightening him upon where his duty lay. This marvelous advice delivered by the Bhagavan in the battlefield at Kurukshetra is the immortal poem, the song divine, the glorious Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, which epitomizes the whole gamut of knowledge contained in all the scriptures. Sage Vyasa offered Dhritarashtra the power of sight which would enable him to see the events of war. Unwilling to see the inevitable massacre of his sons, the blind king desired to know the full details of the war. To fulfill Dhritarashtra's request, Vyasa bestowed Sanjaya, the trusted minister of Dhritarashtra, with the divine intuitive vision by which he could know not only the incidents of the battlefield but also the ideas in the minds of the warriors. After 10 days of war, Bhishma, the commander of the Kaurava army, was severely wounded and thrown off his chariot. When Sanjaya informed Dhritarashtra about this incident, the blind king became very sad and asked him to tell him all the details of the war. The reporting of Sanjaya about the events of war, including the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna at the battlefield, is contained in the Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata, wherein the Gita text finds place. The Gita opens with a question of the blind king to Sanjaya, asking him what happened on the battlefield when the two armies faced each other in the battle formation. Okay, so this is the summarized story of the Mahabharata in short lines. Hope you all have got registered about the characters and their names. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and let's meet in the next episode. Until then, stay safe and take care.